All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's edition of Tactical Thursday. It is December the 12th, and we are going to be talking about planning for 2020. We're also going to be digging in a little bit into, um, uh, sorry, we're going to be digging a little bit into mismatches and how to deal with those, what to do, and how to use them to your advantage. And then, of course, we've got giveaways. We're going to answer all your questions and just have a good time. So. Again, welcome to this week's edition of Tactical Thursday. If you are on the YouTubes, please take a moment and smash the like button below for the YouTube algorithm. It helps me and helps the video get seen by more people. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell icon so that you get notified when we do this show every single week. Talk about online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, and tactical arbitrage, and everything else in between. So let's get started. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to share my screen here. Let me share this and make sure we've got everything up and running for everybody to see. Like every week, we have giveaways. We have things to give away. And I'm going to share that link for everybody. You just drop your name in here. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to give away one membership to Tactical Arbitrage Academy. We will give away 2 copies of IP Alert. We've also got 2 Tactical Arbitrage t-shirts, which I'm not wearing tonight. Tonight I'm wearing my Dunder Mifflin shirt. We've got 3 100 packs of poly bags from ilovesupplies.com. So make sure I drop that in the chat in YouTube and also in the Zoom chat. What am I going to be giving away for Christmas? I don't know. I'm not sure what else I can give away. I don't know. I'll hit up my contacts and see what I can do. Maybe I can give away something good for Christmas. But this week, we are going to be talking about planning for 2020, and we've also got a couple of questions. Someone says, in searching for a good wholesaler, do I need to put a wholesaler link when doing a search? Well, if you are looking to find a wholesaler, you want to find a product first and then go out and find a distributor or a brand owner, things like that. So you don't necessarily need a link when you're doing a search. You can also upload a price list to the wholesale side. So it just depends. Maybe build on that question a little bit and I can give you a better answer. Chris, can you only use TA for the sites on its list, or can you take scans of other sites if you can build a list for it? Absolutely. So if you look in my website dropdown, you're going to see all these sites in blue. These are all XPath sites that have been added to my account. Now, some of these I have made, sorry, I take that back. I have paid to have made for me. I do not know how to build XPaths. And the other ones I use Tactical Bucket for. And with Tactical Bucket, I actually get to press this little extension up here. I get to sync Tactical Bucket XPaths, and it goes in, and if there are any updates or new sites or anything like this, it updates them and imports them automatically for me. So that's the 2 ways that I do that. But if it can be built, it can be added to Tactical Arbitrage. Saul on YouTube says, what do you think is good for Q4 this year? Well, Uh, so the way I explain this to people is a rising tide lifts all boats. So the velocity of products across Amazon increases across all categories. People who are selling grocery are going to sell more grocery this time of year. People who are selling toys are, of course, going to sell more toys this year. The same goes with electronic sellers, um, home and kitchen appliances, tools, everything sells more. So it's really whatever you focus on, to be quite honest. Um, However, the low hanging fruit is toys. Now, I've seen some people. I haven't really had too much of this problem. I've had it a little bit in a few cases. Some things have tanked, but I have had people say that more items are not flying upwards in price like they have in the past because there is more competition, it seems, but there's still plenty of money to be made. Um, in my opinion, I'm not necessarily always looking for to go in and make $20 or $30 on every single item, but I'm looking for things that are selling fast, and I'm willing to take $4 or $5 for it, and just sell as many as I can. We've got one item we've sold like 60 or 70 units of that makes 10-15 bucks a pop, and that's okay with us. And Jason makes a good point here. He's got a $30 candle. Normal sales are 3 per month. In Q4 or December, he's had 18 so far this month. That's huge. You see those kind of increases in December, pretty much across every category. So let's talk a little bit about planning for 2020. Um, in 2020, one of the things that you really need to think about is what you're going to source. January Q4 is, of course, going to extend into January. Okay, so toys, games, and things like that are obviously going to continue to sell, and other items as well. That we've got gift card season and all those kind of things. But outside of that, there are ways to continue the momentum, especially if you want to follow the trends. So, for example, and it's a little too late for this. Well, it's getting right on the edge. Well, it's too late for New Year's, but there would have been a ton of bundles and products out that would be great for New Year's. Um, you know, Party packs and all kinds of things. Just go and type in New Year's on Amazon, and you find all kinds of stuff. It's too late to really get that stuff in, or cutting it really, really close. Um, but right after that, we've got the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl will be up this year, and people are going to be having parties. There's going to be a ton of money spent just to host those kind of things. So, what kind of things can you sell for football fans? Okay. And then after that, we've got several other holidays. We've got Easter, we've got Valentine's Day. You've got, what is it? Is it Memorial? Yeah, Memorial Day, and then 4th of July. So you're going to want to think about all of these trends that are going to continue to come after December that you can take advantage of and be able to sell. Now, it makes one feature had to be removed from tactical arbitrage, not because Alex wanted to, but because Alex was forced to, and that is being able to compare products now, their current prices, based on what they may have been the last season that they were popular. It was a filter where you could take it. It was in the what was it? It was in the remove section. There was a filter where you could actually use a date and compare the price now to, say, last year during Super Bowl season. and that had to be removed because Amazon required it to be. So what you're going to have to do is you'll have to dig a little bit further. You'll have to actually look at the Keepa chart on the Amazon product page. Okay, and we're going to dig into that just a little bit tonight. I didn't do any scans ahead of time. I was running a little late, but we'll kind of come up with some ideas of things that we can look at and go in and do some searches and things like that. Um, First, we got a question from YouTube. First, fourth quarter for me. Does Amazon normally jump on the toy listing? Since they have jumped on the toys, the price tanks for me. So the one thing that you're going to notice a lot of in Q4 is if it's a product where Amazon has been in stock regularly and they go out of stock, and maybe that's why you jumped on the toy listing, is they very well may come back in stock. And of course, the price is typically going to tank. Um, trying to think of a good example where I won't give away a product I know people are selling. I don't really have one off the top of my head. There is a product right now which you can purchase them at these discount stores for around $6, and they're selling for around $40. Now, at one time, this was also a good Amazon flip where you could get it for around $12 or $13 when Amazon was in stock, and when Amazon was out of stock, it was around $30 or $32. I got a Keep alert today that Amazon came back in stock for a short while, and the price tanked down to like $19 or something like that. Um, more than half of what it's selling for currently at a good rank. So it is possible that Amazon comes back in stock. So you're going to want to look at the history of the Keepa graph and see if they are in and out of stock on a regular basis, or if they just went out of stock for a short while and now they're going to be back in stock for a long time. So since this is your fourth quarter, as you become more seasoned, you'll learn to look at that a little bit more in depth because that Keepa graph, the history chart in tactical arbitrage will kind of tell all. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I'm still coming down from a little bit of a chest cold. Nerf and Strike Elite Jolt Blast. Let's take a look at this one. This could be a nice little case study. That's probably something I should do is do some Keepa case studies. Ah, perfect. Will, my wingman. Thank you, sir. All right, so this is currently $5.97. Let's go down and take a look at this thing here. So over 3 months, it looks like Amazon is in stock all the time on it. Let's look at the year. I don't see them going out of stock at all. You can see where the price went up really high to $14 for some reason last year. Could be that they were low on stock here, okay, and Amazon knocked the price up to try to slow down the sales of this thing because this thing sells really, really fast. This is all sub 5,000 for the most part. So you're gonna want to really take a look at these Keepa graphs when you're going in and looking at products. Looks like Amazon might also be sharing the buy box a bit. Let's take a look at this here, 578. Yeah, see, so Amazon is sharing the buy box on this one. We can see that the buy box was 577. It was this graceful finds. Okay. Amazon had the buy box here. So you're actually going to be able to share the buy box sometimes. That's another thing that you really want to be able to know. Okay, you can tell whether or not Amazon shares the buy box in a lot of cases by looking at these Keepa graphs. Okay, so what you're going to notice is you're going to notice that the number of sellers is now going down. And then, of course, if we actually look through here, we can see that the buy box was owned at least once when Keepa checked by an FBA seller and not by Amazon. So not exactly sure how they're making money at $5.97 or $5.77 or whatever they were selling it for, but they were selling it. So hopefully that helps you out. It's something that you'll definitely um, learn about as you get more and more into Amazon. Will does bring up a good point. So talking about Q4 adjusted rankings, not getting fooled for sourcing in January and February. So what you're going to notice is there are things right now that may be ranked 500,000, say 500,000 in toys, and right now it may sell, 10 or 20 in a month, and that's just not going to be the case come January and February. If that's where it stays around that 500,000 rank, it's going to be selling much, much slower outside of Q4. So make sure that you don't just look at rank. Okay, when you're looking to source products, you want to make sure you're looking at the movement of the sales rank, which is a green line here, and you're making sure that there's a velocity. Okay, but what we can see here is this sells good all year round, but because this green sales rank line is trending down, the sales velocity is actually trending up. Okay, we could switch that around, but I don't know. That's just not right to me. It's not the way it's supposed to be. Sales rank is lower, it goes down, which means sales go up. Excuse me. All right. So let's talk about 2020 and what we're going to be looking for. One of the things that I would suggest is, of course, you can go and find yourself a holiday calendar. Okay. And there are a lot of other ways, or there are a lot of other peaks and valleys during the year that you can check out. But let me do 2020 just to make sure we get one. There we go. We've got a lot of things that will happen. New Year's we talked about, of course. There are a lot of these, when I was doing merch by Amazon, there are a lot of these other things that I'd actually take advantage of as well. I had some shirts in the Chinese New Year and Groundhog's Day and all kinds of things where you could sell things. I actually had some really great Jewish holiday shirts that did well. But you can always look for these little niches and make some money there. Okay, so if you might be of the Jewish faith, perhaps there are some things that may sell around this particular holiday. I'm going to butcher that if I even try to pronounce it. But just like Passover and Hanukkah and things, there are certain things that Jewish folks are going to want where you might be able to provide that for them. Okay. Uh, we've got, of course, Super Bowl Sunday. That's one of the easy ones. And what I would suggest that you do is just go into Amazon and put in some pretty broad keywords. Okay. Just going to do things like Super Bowl. You could even do Super Bowl party supplies. That would actually be a good one. And we start finding things in here to be able to sell. Okay. Excuse me. So, for example, I would almost bet money that this particular bundle, I probably could tell you exactly where to source all of those products. They all come from one place, and you could make a ton. You could probably make some really good money on that. It's actually not a bad rank right now, but during Super Bowl, that rank will shoot up. And actually, let's take a look at last year. Plates, cups, and napkins. Let's look at this Keepa graph. Let's go out to a year. Yep, right here. So here we go. The price actually went up. It looks like it was as 25 there. Went totally out of stock at least twice for a very short period of time. Came back in stock. Price went up, but the sales on this went absolutely nuts. 29, 39, 1995. This thing was going crazy. Okay. So these are the kind of things you're going to want to look for going into 2020. Uh, and would I start sending in stuff for Valentine's Day now or wait until the end of January? I wouldn't necessarily wait until the end of January, but I'd probably be looking around January 15 to make sure that you are on the front end of Valentine's Day. There are some people who plan really, really early, so you can kind of be so. There's kind of two cycles to a product that I've seen. Okay, you see the price come down, okay, because it's out of season. And then at the beginning of the season, you can see people get to charge a premium for it. And then more supply comes and the price goes down because that's the way that economics works. The demand is not there, but the supply increases, so the price comes down. And then once the supply starts to dry up, you can also catch the increased prices on the way out. So I would probably wait until middle of January. Plus, you'll be able to get in actual Valentine's candy that retailers will be putting out right around the middle of January, and finding those things. Like all this different stores will have what are the exclusive items for candy and things like that. You could start going after that kind of stuff. Now, one of the things is that so last year, for example, when I would go out and I would do these kind of searches, as I would go and say under Super Bowl party supplies, I would do a storefront, or I'd pull this with Storefront Stalker Pro. Okay, I'm still going to do that this year. I'm going to grab all these with Storefront Stalker Pro, but the issue is that I'm not able to compare the price to last year's average. Okay, so when I go in and look at these, I'm going to do a regular reverse search, and then I'm going to have to look at them a little bit more manually, like we did with that Keepa graph. Okay, so it's if you're in, well, never mind. But that's one of the things I'm going to be looking at in the new year is kind of doing this kind of stuff, and I would suggest you do the same, especially with all the holidays that keep coming. Valentine's candy is one of my favorite things to sell because it goes gangbusters. All right. Any questions about seasonal things, selling more, making sure you kind of keep the momentum up in 2020? If not, I'll move on to mismatches and we can talk a little bit about that as well. Excuse me. With Valentine's candy, is there any issue of melting? There can be, depending where you are. So, like for example, here in Florida, um, when I send out candy, I try to keep it out of the heat as much as possible. Now, today it was overcast and it was, I don't know, 72 or so. So I wouldn't be worried about shipping out candy today. However, come February, it very well on a sunny day um, could be 80 degrees and sunny, and that's going to melt anything if I put it outside. So with those kind of things, I try to make sure to take them to a UPS store. We do some smaller shipments, and I don't leave them out in the garage waiting for the UPS guy or anything like that. In the warehouses, you're probably going to be okay during Valentine's. So I've never really had too many issues with Valentine's candy melting. What's the most important thing to do for bundling during Super Bowl and V-Day? Um, well, if you're creating bundles, then creating a great listing, which Will, uh, is going to be super important. Great pictures, good titles, making sure that you use the proper keywords, doing a little bit uh, of pay-per-click advertising. Will has done well with a couple of bundles. He creates nice listings, um, and um, but if you're hopping on listings, the one thing you just want to make sure is that you are matching up the bundles exactly. Okay, so I tend to stick to multi-packs rather than too many or too many bundles. So just make sure that you're matching things up 100%. If it's, let's say, there will be some sort of there will be some sort of Valentine's candy. Let's say that Target has. Maybe they have two different flavors. Okay, like a cherry M&M and I don't know, some other seasonal M&M, and maybe the listing is one of each flavor or two of each flavor. Just make sure that you're matching those up properly. And then of course, if you can, improve the listing. It's never going to hurt. I use something called Easy Key to handle the back end keywords and update those to try to get more eyeballs on it. And then of course, I always do cheap PPC, just automated PPC. I'm no expert, but I found that it does help, and my cost is really, really low. Excuse me. I'm actually going to be learning more about bundles over the next couple of months. I think that maybe I think that's going to be important in the future for Amazon if they continue to try to crack down on suppressed buy boxes and things. I'm still kind of kicking things around in my mind and figuring out where I need to take my business in 2020. All right. Any other questions? All right. Let's talk. I had one person email me specifically asking about mismatches, and there are a couple of things about finding mismatches with with tactical arbitrage. When does Amazon stop allowing you to send in multiples? Oh man, it's October. You can send them in October 1st, I think, through May, May 31st, maybe. I want to say May. It's either May 1st or May 31st. I always forget. But it's right around May when you can't send them in anymore and you're actually supposed to have them pulled out. Excuse me. When you say you're actually going to be learning more about bundles, does that mean you are taking a course or you are just going to start getting products you can bundle and test? I'm going to do both. I'm probably going to take multiple courses um, and, uh, and of course, do some YouTube research. But I tend to put my money where my mouth is. A lot of people will say, don't ever buy a course. I prefer to buy courses to shorten the learning curve. Um, uh, how I how I justify the amount of money that I thank you, Will. Multiples are October 1st to May 15. How I justify the amount of money that I spend on courses every year to my wife amazes even me. Um, but I'm going to do a little bit of both. I will test and then I will take some courses to try to shorten my own learning curve. I don't recommend courses that I haven't taken yet. So I cannot recommend anything yet, but when I figure out what's good and what's not, I will tell you guys for sure. All right, so let's talk a little bit about mismatches. Um, Mismatches are not as much of a problem as they used to be when you're using tactical arbitrage. However, because it's a computer program, they're going to happen. We're out looking for products, and I'm actually going to use, that was Target. This one is, let's use this one here. This one's still running, but this one should have a few more mismatches because it's a little bit of a harder category. And even though Walgreens is a UPC site, not all of the products will have a UPC available. So mismatches will happen. Now, typically when I'm told, Chris, I found a mismatch and I'm a little bit irritated, it's not necessarily a mismatch, it's a quantity difference, okay? And that's not a mismatch. These two products here, actually this one here, I changed this one the other day. This one here is a match. These products are the same. However, I had to change this from a quantity of 1 to a quantity of 3. And that's, of course, noted here in the quantity column. It's also noted by the fact that the background is this purpley or violet color, okay? Now, this is not updated for everyone, okay? Um, oh, May 1st. Okay. So this is not updated for everyone. However, this will be updated for me uh, forever. So if I were to run this exact same scan over again, this 3-pack would come up again for me because I created that this match, okay? So that's not a mismatch, it's just a quantity discrepancy. Now, the reason that these happen is even though it says pack of 3 here in the title, a lot of times when these listings are created, you'll see that it shows that it's a pack of 1 on the back end, or Amazon's API will report it as a pack of 1. And even though it says pack of 3 when the listing was built, it may just be 1 in the quantity on the back end. And that happens a lot, okay? And whether it's malicious when it's created to try to keep sellers off this, you'll see this a lot in Funcos. You'll see that UPCs are purposefully misused to try to keep others off the listing. And I would imagine that that happens quite a bit with the quantity. It also could be that the person building the listing may have just been like, well, this is one package of 3 units, uh, and so they put 1 in there. Okay. Uh, Purples are not mismatches. Purples means that it's a quantity. So this has 3, okay? You need 3 of these single units to make up this pack of 3 here. Purple is all about the quantity. If we change this to a 1 and hit that button there, we're going to see that purple removed. And then we change this back to a 3 and hit that check mark, we'll see that the background is updated to that purple color. It just means that it's a pack, it's a multi-pack. There's multiple units. Okay. Now let's see if I can actually find a legitimate mismatch, and I'll share with you guys what it can be irritating, but I'll share why it can actually make you some money. Okay. Let me. Uh, it's fine. There's got to be something here, I'm sure. So like this one here, a lot of people say, well, hey, this is a mismatch. This isn't a mismatch per se. This is just a quantity discrepancy. Let's see if we can find a legitimate mismatch. Sorry, let's take me just a second, guys. Go through a couple of listings here. No, Greg, that's not a dumb question. So yeah, if you were, let's say you wanted to do 3 packs of 3, you'll want to let your prep center know. So for example, with the prep center I was using, what we would do is you put in I would always put in the title of the product and it would say pack of 3. And then in the notes section, or in the quantity section, I would put that they've got 9 units coming. And then in brackets, I would put 3 packs of 3. And then I would also fill out the notes section, just say this is a multi-pack. All right. Sorry for being quiet, guys. I'm gonna find a mismatch here. I mean, that is a mismatch in color, but I want something where it's actually 2 different products. Like, I'll be honest, tactical arbitrage has come a long way because you'll see here the UPCs don't match on this particular product, but those might be a little bit different. The color is misleading because depending on the light it was taken in, this could actually be this color, but these are both cord keepers, and it found this with an image match, which is amazing to me. There are some sites there. I will be honest. There are some sites that are worse than others. Walgreens is a good site, um, but there will be some sites where you'll have some more mismatches because, like Big Lots. Big Lots is just poorly done. It has poor images. It has um, it has poor titles, and that's probably what I should have done. Is I should have done a Big Lot scan. It was actually removed from TA at one point, but the image matches got better, so the scans got a little bit better. Viridian. Okay, we can call this a mismatch, okay? Because this is a regular Viridian blood pressure wrist monitor, and this one is the Sport, okay? So now, not a lot of people are going to do this, okay? A lot of people are going to say they're just going to select this, they're going to mark it as a mismatch, and it's going to go away. You're never going to see it again, and that's okay. All right, that's okay to do. But if you want to take some time, what you can do is you open these up, you hit the little fork button, open it up on Amazon, open it up at the source site, okay? And what I want to do is I actually want to find this particular product, okay? I want to make a match on my own. So the first thing I'm going to do, uh, yeah, and let me ask this, Scott, does it pay off? Does it pay off doing this for you? So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to match these up, okay? Or I'm going to try. Maybe this isn't on Amazon. I don't know. Most things are, but maybe this isn't on Amazon. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to find the match for this, okay? And we've got this at $19.99. I'm not sure if this is the personal care section. So right now there's 20% off personal care. So this $19.99 actually comes down $4. And then of course we can get cash back, okay? So let's go in and let's do a quick title search. I'm going to go back to Amazon because I don't want to be just in the category. All right, I'm gonna hit paste, and I'm gonna take just the title, and I'm gonna do a title search. Okay, and let's see here. Smart heart blood pressure wrist monitor. Nope, that's not it. That thing's orange-ish. See if we can actually find it. Sorry, things get a little slow when we're gonna look for, there's that wrist monitor there. See if we can find the orangish one. And it may not be here. Looks like it may not be there. What I just did there is I took one of the keywords out. I took wrist out just to see if maybe that's not in the title. Maybe we can just find it by the image. Okay, and no, not so much. So I'm going to do one more thing and then I'm going to move on. Okay, I am going to right click, and actually this one may not let me. I'm going to right click on this image right down here. Okay, and I'm going to search Google for the image. Now, hopefully what this will do is it will, let's see, sport wrist blood pressure monitor. Nope. Pulling up the other one. Now this actually this could be an older one because I could see here, or this may be an older picture, and I could see this says sport on it. So it may just be that these don't match. So no big deal. But if you do this, if you take the time to do it, or if you have a virtual assistant do it, it will pay off. Okay, it will pay off in the long run because you're going to find products that other people don't. I really want to find an example that we can at least find a match for tonight. May not necessarily be profitable tonight, but it can happen. Let's see here. I just may not find one. Yeah, Scott says he's found a couple of products with big returns and little to no competition. And that's what taking the time to do this. Um, that's what taking the time to do this will do for you. We've gone through 12 pages and I've only really found one, so this one's not going to be a great example. The next time we talk about this, I'll figure that out. Yeah, you did a big lot search full of mismatches. So see, that's the thing. Big lots is just um, it's not great. Okay, the titles are bad. I don't think that Big Lots has UPCs at all. We'll double check here. However, if you take the time to go in and actually match those up, you may find some really big winners. Okay, and what you'll want to do, and actually I'll go back to view data here. So what you'll want to do is, let's say that you find a match on Amazon. Okay, you'll actually want to edit it inside of tactical arbitrage. Now, when you edit it inside of TA, that doesn't mean that everyone is going to see it. Okay, it used to be that way. It used to be that when you made an edit, it made it globally. Okay, but now they're just locally to your account only. And the reason that is one, Alex he used to actually pay users to make updates. But there were just enough bad actors that would go in and make bad updates. Okay, and I think that maybe one or two people actually found out about it. But if you go in and actually find a product where there's a mismatch, you can update the ASIN. Okay, so let's say that this Nescafe Classico Dark Roast, and let's say that say this isn't a mismatch. Let's say this was I don't know, a hot chocolate, okay? But let's say that you go in and actually find the proper ASIN. You can update that ASIN here, okay? Put the right ASIN in there, click the check mark, and then everything will update for you, and it'll give you the profit. It'll give you all of the rank details and a new history chart, et cetera, and so on. Okay, and then when you do another big lot scan in the future, you will actually be able to see that it comes up that way for you in the future. Okay, so one of the things I suggested a long time ago in a video was to take all of your mismatches and put them in a folder, and then let your virtual assistant go through and manually match them. Okay, if you're getting enough of them, it can be incredibly profitable for you. GDL over on the YouTube, stomp that like button. I appreciate that. That is a good reminder, actually. And I see we've got one dislike. That always I actually appreciate those because it's good for the algorithm either way. We're almost an hour into this. I want to remind everybody who's on YouTube and on Zoom that we do giveaways every single week. And I see we've got a few people's names in the giveaway chart, but make sure that you guys drop your name in the Google form so that we can do some giveaways at the end. Make sure to click on that Google form. Just need your name. We don't need any emails or anything like that. Let's see. What are some reasons there might be mismatches on tactical arbitrage? That is a great question. So the reason is the title may not be great. Okay, so for example, let's go to big lots. All right. That link should be right above the comment that you made there on YouTube. I can't pronounce that username, 1769. It's forums.gle. I'll drop it here one more time in the chat there. But let's go over to big lots, okay? And let's just look at some grocery kitchen. Oh, nope, sorry, I want to go to grocery and go to coffee. So these titles are not too bad, okay? And these images aren't too bad. However, it may not be that way on the back end, okay? Because tactical arbitrage isn't necessarily going in and um, and seeing what you see visually. It's going in and talking to the back end of the website, okay? It may be that it's trying to do an image match, and maybe the images just aren't matching up really, really well. Coffee probably wasn't a great place to go look, but we could actually let's look at headphones. So you've got Eye Essentials, Rose Gold and Black, hands-free stereo earbuds. Uh, it's just the way it is. So the biggest reason is going to be just because sites and TA don't mesh really, really well. That just happens. Another reason could be that the images aren't really great. That happens too. The Derma 1769. I'll add your username when I do the drawing. So I'll make sure you're in there. But other than that, that's really the only reasons that mismatches do show up. It's I don't think it's as big of a problem for most sites, but a couple of sites like Big Lots you may have some issues with. But go do a Macy's or a Target or a Kohl's or a Walgreens, and you're really not going to see those. You might see them on some some XPath sites. I know that I have it on a couple of XPath sites that are they're just bad. They're just poorly done sites, and that's why they happen. Howard, you won the Tactical Arbitrage Academy from last week. I will be honest, I have only gotten a few people taken care of from last week. I haven't forgotten about you, and I won't get it done tonight, but I will get you taken care of tomorrow morning. Whoops, sorry guys. Got an Amber Alert in Florida. Let me turn that off. Scott, the opportunities with TA is incredible. Tactical Arbitrage Academy is one of the best training courses I've ever purchased. TA Academy totally opened my mind to tons of new ideas about finding new profitable products. Scott, I appreciate that, man. It's almost like I paid you to say that. I really appreciate that. So those are really the only things I had to talk about tonight. I didn't plan a whole lot. I know it's the busy season, and if you're not sourcing or shipping, it's probably time to rest. So, do you guys have any questions before we go in and actually do some giveaways? Jesse, is there a way to find oversized products? So yeah, I can't. So there are very few things that I'm not willing to open the kimono on, and going really deep on Keepa is um, is something that I keep for the Tactical Arbitrage Academy members because there is some crazy powerful stuff you can do. But yes, you can. You can figure that out. Agron, what do you mean? What do you mean about new people being here? Yeah, what I learn, I will share. That'll absolutely go in TA Academy, Joel. Just worried about buy box and what I should do differently as a newbie. So, Greg, that's a great question about the buy box. So, um, if you have a professional account, and as long as you're buy box eligible, and sometimes you may not be buy box eligible immediately because maybe you don't have any sales under your belt or anything like that. That happens on occasion. Um, but there's really, other than that, there's really nothing that you need to do differently. I mean, you can do what you want. You can undercut by a penny, you can match the buy box, you could be a penny above the buy box. It's going to rotate. The buy box has an algorithm that really is largely unknown by sellers. Okay, what we do know is that it rotates. All right. It is price driven, but you don't have to be the cheapest to win the buy box. Okay, there. I will be completely honest. I sold some things. Oh, perfect. I sold some things at $32 when everyone else was priced at like $29 on a product that was selling really fast. Um, uh, but there's not a ton different that you need to do. We also know that the buy box can be different in different parts of the country. For example, if all of my inventory is in California and everyone or most everyone else's inventory is on the East Coast, then you may grab the buy box in California and I may grab the buy box on the East Coast. So I wouldn't over worry about it. If you're getting the buy box at a high rate, that's killer. You know, you're either set up your repricer right, or you're being competitive, or all kinds of things that could make that happen. Agron, first time here, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Once it comes to the new year, Alex is going to be on with us. He says after the holidays are over, and we'll probably kind of restart and maybe do some really new kind of get started from scratch, like do a product search from A to Z and things like that. I've got some people who are here like every single week, so I try not to alienate them and show them the same thing over and over again. But I know we've got new people that come in every now and again. I want to make sure that um, they get some stuff too. Charles, awesome. Hey, Andre is in the house over on YouTube. What's up? And Mac, my man Mac. Let's see here. In reverse search, TA looks through all sites. Why there is area where we add stores discount when we don't know which stores will come up? Well, that's because you can know the discounts at all the stores ahead of time. Yeah, tactical arbitrage actually does that for you. Okay, in the source price adjustments under the store discounts, you can do the auto. Okay, and under the auto discounts, what it does is it pulls in all of the cash back for you, and it'll also pull in discount gift cards if they're available. And I'm not sure why there aren't any gift cards through here. Edit sources. Oh, I wasn't looking at the discounts. But if you're using cashback and a gift card, you can um, you can fill those in automatically, so uh, they will get applied to the right site in a reverse search. Okay, uh, and that's really the best thing you can do. So that's why those are there. With TA, is there any way to search for a particular brand? Say the brand has all L'Oreal for 40% off. Can you limit the search to just one brand? Um, so here's what I would do. It's hard on some sites to just go by the brand. So let's just take Target for example. Okay, if we go to Target, and I would imagine since you're looking at a particular site, if you go to Target, we're not going to be able to go down to an actual brand inside of the beauty category. Oh, I didn't mean to check that one. But what we can do, let's look at makeup. Okay. And in makeup, we're going to see eyes and face and lips. And then under eyes, we're going to get all of these other subcategories. Okay. So what I would do personally, if I know that say L'Oreal is 40% off, is I would just select the makeup category. I'd make sure my cache is set at 10 days. And then I would actually do the store discount at 40%. Okay. I would run that store discount on everything. And then once the scan is finished in my view data, I would go in and under the brand column, let's find it here. Under this brand column right here, I would click the little magnifying glass, and I would go in and I would select just L'Oreal. Okay, we'll see if there's any L'Oreal in here. There's one L'Oreal product. So if we deselect all of them and just select L'Oreal, I can hit apply and those will come up for me. Okay. So that's probably what I would do. Now there are going to be other sites, and I can't think of one off the top of my head, where you can actually search by brand. Okay. Let's say let's actually look at Walgreens for a moment. We might be able to do this with a place like Walgreens. Let's look in here at Walgreens. And what I might do is you can go here to category example, and you can see that if the category that you pull up looks similar to this, you should be able to run it. Okay. So if we actually pull up Walgreens, I can't remember if they offer by brand only. Let's go to shop. We're going to go to beauty. Then we've got some featured brands here. L'Oreal is one of them. Okay. So we might be able to run this. So let's say that they had 40% off. We can see that the Walgreens URL under L'Oreal does look very similar to one of these. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to grab this URL and we're going to take it, we're going to pop it into the category, and we run that 40% off discount. And then we should be able to search this. Let's double check and make sure that works. This one should work with Walgreens. And it looks like it's taking. We'll double check the search manager here. It is. It's working. I see products are added. So, John, to answer your question, there's going to be a couple of ways to skin that cat. Just depends on the particular site. Okay. Uh, if you aren't sure, you can always shoot me an email at chris@cleartheshelf.com, or hit me up on Facebook, shoot me a PM, and I'll be happy to make sure that you get the right one for the particular site. Why would you not just use the no match only? So that's a great question. So if you're doing a product search or a reverse search, the show only no match found results is an option that you can put in here. And what it's going to do is it's going to show you only products where there's no match found. Now, you could do that. I'm actually testing it right now to see how good it is. But the thing is that there actually could be some other matches for it. So when you select this without any other filters, sometimes it's not the best. It's gotten better, but every now and again, you're not going to come up with anything. But I am testing something right now using that, and I'll report on it once I have some more data. Looking at how, let's see, that helps. Thanks for the information. My site was HEB. HEB. Oh man, I wish we had HEB. I love HEB. Let's take a look at HEB here. So with HEB, you might be able to do this. Let's take a look at it. Shop. Oh. Let's see. Health and beauty. And we'll do makeup. And looks like they don't have it set up by brand. So with HEB, I'd probably just run the entire makeup category with 40% off, and then just look for L'Oreal. And from what I understand, guys, HEB doesn't ship, so don't go flocking to HEB. Alex, looking at hiring my first VA for the new year. Is it worth starting them with copy paste online arbitrage, or take the time to train them with TA instead? So if you teach them copy paste online arbitrage, they will have a skill set that a lot of people won't. Okay. However, I believe, in my opinion, would be that if you have the time to set up scans, that a VA would be best suited to going through results for you. For example, if we go to my dashboard here, we're going to see that I have 4,186 items from 2 active searches that are currently going on. Now, I am going to need to use the on-page filters to filter that down before I start going through it, because I'm going to be honest, I'm probably not going to go through 4,100 items. However, I would imagine that my VA could, especially if they're working 40 hours a week. Okay. So personally, with a VA, I'm going to have them going through results. It's going to be my job to set up scans for them every day. And then eventually, when they're ready and they understand things like you need to be looking for sales, here's where you go to make sure that you can, you know, where the sales are happening, you know, where the discount codes are being found, you know, where we can find cash back, you know, where we can find discount gift cards. Then they can start setting up scans as well. And that's my opinion. However, having them do copy paste online arbitrage would be helpful. I'd probably, like, this next year, I'll probably have one doing both, one going through results, one doing some copy paste. If they can, long as they can figure that out, I could teach that to them. If you have some good standard operating procedures written out, you know, I mean, and that'll take some time to really get some good ones. But if you have some good ones written out, it really shouldn't be a problem either way. All right. So, looks like the number of questions have slowed down. What is copy paste OA? So, copy paste online arbitrage is, um, it's if we go to target.com, for example, and we pull up, let's just pull up this Paw Patrol Ultimate Fire Truck. Okay, first thing on there. What it is you are going in and you are literally copying and pasting the um, the title into Amazon. That's all it is. I'm going to paste that there and hit enter and see what comes up for the Paw Patrol Ultimate Fire Truck. Looks like that is probably it. Paw Patrol Ultimate Rescue Fire Truck with extendable 2-foot tall ladder. And then what you do, make sure that's the right one. Yep. We can see that it's $53.99. Spend 100, save 25. You go in, you do the math, you see if it's profitable. That is all it is. And then as soon as you're done with that particular product, if it's not profitable, you move on to the next product and you go in and you do copy, paste, etc. You can also do image matching. So, for example, you can right click on the image, you can search Google for the image and come up that way. Where to find the instructions? Where to find the instructions for what? If I could suggest to test them from onlinejobs.ph, I would create a results page from TA and test 3 to 4 of the best ones and pay them to find you profitable items from these sheets. Yeah, I agree with Joel. Yeah, absolutely give them a test before you hire them. You should be hiring slow and firing fast. And while I don't want to see anybody get fired for an illegitimate reason or just because, you know, whatever, it's probably in both your and the virtual assistant's best interest, if it's not going to work out, if they're not catching on, to let them go so that they can go find something else. One short question: how can we set up and use the 100 XPath add-on? Where to find the instructions? If you are a member of Tactical Arbitrage Academy and you purchase the 100 XPath add-on, they should have come via email, and there's a video inside the members area that shows you exactly how to upload an XPath. You do have to do it manually. I don't have a way to upload those automatically, but there is a video in there that teaches you how to do it. Can you explain a little bit again what you mentioned doing with no match found? With the no match found, I don't suggest using it yet. I'm doing some I'm doing some testing to see if there's a way to use it to our advantage. And when I have it all figured out and I can share it in a way that I feel comfortable with, I'm going to do that. But I'm working on an idea right now. About how much a week does a virtual assistant cost? It's going to vary. There are some virtual assistants who might work for $2 or $2.50 an hour. There are going to be some who ask for $5 or more an hour. Um, so I have a virtual assistant that I pay $2.50 an hour. If things go well, then next year I'll increase their pay. But I try to make sure that they're getting paid fairly uh, based on where they live. Now she's in the Philippines, and so $3 an hour is actually quite a bit of money. And she only said she needs 20 hours a week. Um, and she was happy with 250 an hour. She was willing to take that, but I'll give her a bonus. 13th month bonus is what they call it, and then I'll also next year I will increase her pay as long as things go in the right direction. If a virtual assistant is out of your budget or you're just not really comfortable with it, what I would suggest is that you make a friend in the Amazon community who also wants a virtual assistant and go halvesies. Okay. Um, or split it between three people and share some leads or have them work for you, a couple hours a week or whatever. Nina says she paid $5 an hour. That's very possible. If you find someone who maybe has a college degree in the Philippines, I would probably be willing to pay $5 an hour. But my standard is going to be a little bit different. With my VA, I taught them I taught them how to source. So we started at 250 and uh, and then we will go up from there. Will is talking about me, and I did not steal her. Let's see here. Michael. Does the VA log into your Amazon account when copy paste arbitrage, or do you use Google Chrome extensions? No, Google Chrome extensions. I use RevSeller, and I can give them access to RevSeller, and that's all they need. Can you give some hints where I can get a good VA? So freelancer.com, upwork.com, onlinejobs.ph, or if you'd like somebody who's like already been tested and things like that, you can go to free up. That's FREEEUP, freeup.com. What do you think about buy box? I'm not sure I understand. What about buy box? I've never heard of it. Shoot me a PM or an email with a link to it, and I'll check it out. Not sure I'm familiar with that software. Oh, Buybot Pro. Yeah, I've used it. I don't know. I'm kind of set in my ways with RevSeller. I think Buybot Pro is nice. Um, I've disagreed with some of the uh, like they kind of grade products on how good of a buy it is, and I've disagreed with some of them, but I'm sure their algorithm is learning. Um, it's cool. I think it's a little bit more expensive than RevSeller, and I think RevSeller is a great product. Let's see here. I tried to do reverse search, but I had no results. Could you give an example? We'll talk about reverse search next week. I'll bring that up. We're about an hour and a half into this, and we've got guests we've got to pick up at the airport in a little bit. So I can't get into reverse search tonight, but we can talk all about reverse search next week. Let's see here. Do we have to pay for Tactical Bucket? Tactical Bucket does have a free version, and there's very little there. I don't think you can do anything with it. But Tactical Bucket is separate. It's a different company than Tactical Arbitrage, and if you want to use all the features that they offer, yes, it does. It does cost a membership fee to do that. All right. Let's give away some stuff. How about that? Um, I'm pretty sure that everyone's had the opportunity to drop their name. I will. Any holiday, you missed the holiday promos for TA Alex's. Today was his daughter's last day at school, so he's off. Let me share the link one more time over here on YouTube. I'll give everybody a few more, another minute or so, and oops, drop your name in that Google form there. Craig, drop your name in that Google form for me. Let's see. Can you and us all wear ugly Xmas sweaters next Thursday? Yes, we will do ugly Christmas sweater. We will do ugly Christmas sweater tactical Thursday next week. Hassan, I dropped a link to a Google form. Drop your name in there. I'm gonna have to get the word out a little bit about that. That could be fun. But yeah, guys, in the YouTube chat, there is a link to a Google form. I can see people are dropping their names in there. I dropped it in the Zoom chat as well. Make sure to drop your name in that Google form so we can give some things away. If you're on the YouTube, please do me a huge, huge favor and smash that like button for me for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel for me. I would greatly appreciate the support, and hit the little bell icon to get notified when we do this show every single week. I will figure out a prize for the ugliest sweater if we want to submit those some way. Yeah, well, I'll figure something out. We'll do something fun with that. And Greg says, do I need to wear a sweater if I'm already ugly? No, if you want to send me a picture of your face, and if it's really that bad, I will give you the prize. All right. All right, let's do. All right, guys, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna lock these up. And we've got some giveaways here. So let me grab these names here. We've got 76. So the first thing I think we're going to give away will be some Tactical Arbitrage t-shirts. I always give away 2 of these, 2 t-shirts, two Tactical Arbitrage t-shirts. You can pick your color, your size, and you shoot me your Yasumi L. If you want to shoot me an email at chris@cleartheshelf.com, and I will be happy to get you a Tactical Arbitrage t-shirt. Just shoot me your address, what size and what color you need to chris@cleartheshelf.com. And the second winner of the Tactical Arbitrage t-shirt is John G. John G, if you are in the house, make sure to shoot me an email and you get yourself a Tactical Arbitrage t-shirt as well. Next up, let's do 3 winners for the ilovesupplies.com poly bags. He sends out 100 poly bags to the winners. kind of a multi-pack. They do have killer poly bags, I will be honest. The first winner is Alexis. Alexis, if you want to drop me an email, I need your address. And Jonathan at I Love Supplies will get you out those poly bags. And the next winner for poly bags this week is going to be Umesh. Umesh, shoot me an email as well. Going to need your address and everything, and have Jonathan get those out for you as well. And then the third and final winner this week is going to be. This is just for the poly bags. Still got a few things to give away. Kai W, shoot me an email, and I will get you, or Jonathan will get you the poly bags as well. Next up, let's do 2 copies of the extension IP Alert, which you can find at getipalert.com. It's something that myself and Nate McAllister made to try and protect you from brands that like to be IP bullies. And Charles P., you are the winner this evening of a copy of IP Alert. Shoot me an email, and I will shoot you over the instructions to be able to grab that for free. The second winner of IP Alert tonight is Chris C. Chris C., make sure to drop me an email and I will get you a copy of IP Alert as well. And then the big prize that we give away every week is one membership to the Tactical Arbitrage Academy. So let's see who wins TA Academy this week. Greg B. Greg B., you are the winner of Tactical Arbitrage Academy. Congratulations to all the winners. Oh, cool, Greg. That's awesome, man. You have it already. Shoot. So Greg is already a Tactical Arbitrage Academy member. So let's give it someone. Yeah, Joel says sometimes IP Alert does not show a light when there is no name there. So yes, that is correct. Some brands have an image, and what we're doing is we're trying to figure out a way around that. It's a little complicated. Let's see. Is it too late to send a box to Amazon now? No, never too late to send a box of stuff to Amazon now. May not be there in time for Christmas. Sorry, guys, we had a couple of questions come in the Q&A. May not be there in time to sell for Christmas, but Q4 does not end December 31st. How to scan Walmart. Categories seem too large for bulk. We have addressed this before in some other videos. Bring that up next week, closer to the beginning of the show, and I will get that answered for you. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Wouldn't Greg C be next? Email, please. My email is chris@cleartheshelf.com. All right. We got one more spin for Tactical Arbitrage Academy. Let's see. The TA Academy winner is going to be Jenna M. Jenna M. You get a copy of Tactical Arbitrage Academy. Congratulations to all the winners. What's the story on my shirt tonight? Dunder Mifflin. I am a big Office fan. So I'm wearing a Dunder Mifflin shirt. Everybody shoot me an email. GDL says, is it better to source at places that does high volume of sales for retail arbitrage, such as TJ Maxx, etc.? Yes, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, those are all good places to source. You are going to want to make sure to take some precautions, especially in shoes and clothing. Just make sure that they match up with your receipts. But I love sourcing at those kind of places. All right, guys, we're going to call it for tonight. make sure to bring your questions next week. I will do a little bit better at getting some more folks here so that we can be a little bit more interactive. And of course, we will have Ugly Sweater Tactical Thursday. So have a great week, guys. Have a killer rest of Q4, and I will see you guys on the flip side.